on at the end. I mean, they played 8 blocker versus 8 blocker, and we called it steering contest because that's where they were. It would be holding down back with 8 blocker and not make a move. But yeah, this is maxed out. He has a very interesting ward. She's one of the trickiest characters to deal with in this game if you don't know how to deal with her. Just because of that, she's the only Darkstalkers character in the game, and she has that air dash. That's a completely unique mechanic just to her in this game. So she can come at you from angles that basically a lot of characters don't have solid answers to. I mean, the only thing that holds her back is not having decent damage, but if you're in K-Groove, it doesn't matter because everybody in K-Groove has good damage once you're in Rage mode. Yeah. But Cheryo, he's doing a good job keeping her out with Eagle, which is pretty much what you have to do. You don't want to let her get in that. You want to get that knockdown and then run air dash mix-ups on. Basically like it is Vampire Savior, but you got to slow it down and play CVS2, which is basically the slower KOF style.
Maxed out one, we had a VSAP tournament off where he won that.
Oh, so he is a VSAP player.
I might be wrong, but I don't remember him playing Morgan. I think he played someone else.
Well, I mean, a lot of characters in that game do have air dashes. Morgan's is still unique, but it's still the same gameplay style. It's like characters that can, either dash or hop in all day and mix you up. That's basically that. I mean, I felt that when I was playing him. He was obviously a Vampire Savior player, I could tell.
He played Toto. He threw me off because I've never seen anyone play that character.
I messed with him a little while. I mean, he requires a specific mindset in order to play correctly because he's an unconventional character. You see that move there, the wave? That's basically his only move besides his command grab and his supers. So it's kind of like you can use it in different ways, both offensively and defensively.
I'm not expecting Cheryo to play games. He easily just brought Yamazaki.
I think maybe he's trying to go for more of a top tier, but I don't know if he feels comfortable. I mean, Cammy and Yamazaki, they are basically almost kind of a similar gameplay style. They're both very heavy poking characters at mid-range. They just have different ways of going about it. And obviously, Cammy's faster and smaller, but here's this kid. Cammy was actually very good. He was probably the character that gave me the most trouble because it was just very hard to open him up. And I don't typically play characters that are going to run up and mix you up. I like to stand my ground. I'm playing very lame. I'm too old to play those high offensive characters. My execution has never been the best anyway, and then I'm beginning older, so. He's got very solid footsies with Ken here, keeping Toto out. This is interesting because Bison is, I think, is bestly maxed out's best character by far. And he's definitely a terror. And in this game, he's pretty much as good as he's ever been, pretty much, in most games. Very great speed, mobility, great pokes. Good damage. Silver Kick isn't completely safe, though, depending on the character. I mean, the options you have for punishing it are depending on the groove. I mean, I play K-Groove, so I can just defend and then throw it. But yeah, he's definitely not used to the way to anti-air Bison. Yeah, there you go. You have to get him off you, and then you have to stay on him. You can't let him set up his game. You did the wrong super. You gotta use Shoryurepa. Shipping sucks this game. Yeah, this is not third strike. Super R3 sucks. A lot. It's still anyone's game, but Ken has to be. He's guard meter's flashing, so he has to be aware of that. He has to be more offensive. Missed the link to the super. That's pretty unsafe. Psycho pressure there.
Yeah.
That's pretty much necessary. And now everything, not only did we go from 4 to 7, now everything else is 3 out of 5, and this is the knockdown to 2 and 3.
We thought it was bad.
And it should be.
We thought it was bad at the tournament, so we did 3 out of 5. Top 3. Grand finals was 47 minutes.
You're talking about for a KOF?
Yeah.
The pack strife. Yeah, I mean, I saw a grand finals the other day. I think it was El Rosa and I want to. It wasn't Violet Kane or someone. I don't know. It was 56 minutes. I mean, if they go to distance, KO grand finals go a long time. So yeah. And just think about that. That game is much faster, much higher damage than this game is. In this game is you don't get great damage unless you get a super. Morgan's Fireball has significant startup. It's not like Ryu's where you can just punish stuff all day. It's not great, to be honest. Kind of see that. You know, he's using the Vampire Savior style dashes very well, trying to keep his distance and attacking the range. The difference is in this game is though that she has a little bit more of a delay than she can react to, and Vampire Savior she can cancel dash pretty much immediately. In this game there's a little bit of few frames that she has to go through before she can actually cancel it. So it's a little bit slower in that regard. If she had Vampire Saber dashes, she would just be all over everyone all day long. Right? They had to do that. And I think it's over. Ooh. You have a time. Yeah, in this case, when you have a time over, you get no life back. So that's kind of a problem. Like, still should be fairly even, I think.
This battle is about to explode.
Yeah, no life back. Just chip them out. Oh, that actually negates it. It's swing that you see Eagle doing, that's actually a projectile reflector. But for ones that are like static projectiles, it doesn't reflect them, but it does negate them.
This is gonna be a match to remember. Fight!
It's called Sand Angel. The game of the move is called Sand Angel Street. Get it? Just like a golf club. St. Andrews. Green course. Anyway. Back throw. I was expecting probably a jump out, which is like, yeah, basically with Toto and Kaguru style, you kind of want to get her in the corner and just walk her down with that. In other grooves, he has a little bit more flexibility, but in Kaguru, he's kind of like basically his game is to walk you down. No, his best groove is A groove by far because he has very. Yeah, that's a counter. It counters all physicals at throw or projectile. His best groove is A groove by far because he has like a lot of. He's one of the very few characters that actually can combo off of his command grab. So you can command grab and then activate. So that gives him a lot of versatility, and then you can do resets and stuff like that. Because of that. So it's not like K groove is bad. I don't think K groove is bad for anyone, pretty much.
I wanted to play A groove to like the custom combos, but
yeah, you really have to know what you're doing.
I was struggling, so I just ended up just sticking with A groove, and I just got comfortable with it.
A groove is definitely an expert groove. You have to know all three of your characters' combos before you want to get anywhere in K. You have to know your confirms. You have to have.
I wanted to do like like 80%.
But the thing is, there's actually some characters in A groove that have one button customs that are decent. Ken is one of them. Activate and do roundhouse over and over and over. Same thing with Chang, Makaruru. So those are good characters actually start me. Ken is actually overall a good character to begin with. And A groove, that's actually his optimal combo is confirm and activate and roundhouse. It actually does the most damage. This is interesting here. Bison is close to guard crush. Guard crush and we can do major damage. But Rage is running out. There you go. Oh, I think that was a missed input. That had to have been. He's probably going for the super. Oh, he blocked the overhead. Ken actually has Sean's kick in this thing, and it's actually a true overhead. And it's pretty decent. The thing about Bison, if he gets a few JDs, he'll be back in the Rage. That's the strength of Kaguru, is that you always have that option. You're never completely out as long as you have Rage. Oh, bro. That could have been much worse for you. Gotta be careful of supers on both sides. Oh. Wow. 2-0. That was as close as could be.
Now you gotta play him again.
Yeah, I gotta play him again.